Okay, so today I'm ranking fandoms and people based on how they can get. So this is gonna be slightly different than ranking them based on how toxic they are, because let's be fair here, people in fandoms, they're both toxic. There's nobody out there that's not. But alright, let's go ahead and get started with this. Alright, first up we have furries. So, if you have seen the Rain Furries documentary, you would know that this group of people are pretty out of pocket. They will cause chaos wherever they go. And generally speaking, I just haven't seen anything good coming from them. But, with that said, I haven't really heard anything bad from them lately. So, I have hope that they're turning for a better leaf, you know what I mean? I think they're doing better now. So, you know, pretty out of pocket back then, generally have been doing better nowadays. So, I think out of pocket tier. Alright, next up we have Batman fans. So, Batman fans are the Dragon Ball Z fans of the comic book side of things. They love Batman way too much. They think Batman can't lose. They also think too highly of him. Overall, if you get into an argument with any Batman fan about, you know, a certain character trying to beat him, they will always usually tell you, oh, but if he has enough time, he can prepare and beat whatever character comes his way. And yeah, that's cool, dude, but he still is a regular human being, my guy. He is limited by, you know, our human bodies, I guess, even though he is a really strong human. But overall, Batman fans, I understand that they're really passionate about him. Really though, it depends on how they feel, so yeah. Next up, JoJo fans. Okay, again, I know JoJo fans they're just really passionate about JoJo. However, they can get pretty out of pocket. There is a reason why there's a meme within the community that goes, JoJo fans when they see a non-suck
Glizzy.
It's just that, you know, they're pretty zesty. Sometimes. You know, but it's all love for the homies. I understand. The other thing is that they hate part skippers. Do not tell a JoJo fans you're gonna skip a part for any reason at all. You have to watch whole series from beginning to end without skipping anything. Alright? Again, overall they're pretty okay. Just really passionate about JoJo. Alright, next up, Dragon Ball fans. You need help. The series isn't as good as everybody think it is. I get it if you grew up with Dragon Ball and you have that nostalgia factor to it. I also get it if it was your first anime, but you have to let it go, man. You are in a toxic relationship with the show, and it's not okay. It's not okay. You need help. You guys get into fights, just like the characters in the show, literally about everything and anything that you don't like. You guys are just insane, you know? You need help. But okay. Next up, the Smash community. So, it's one of those things where, again, I understand that they're really passionate about Smash Bros. I also understand that, you know, you guys don't get the game as often because it takes time to develop. Overall, what I'm trying to say is, you guys can get pretty out of pocket when you want to be out of pocket. The amount of times I've seen you guys harass Sakurai on Twitter when Ultimate first came out was insane. I get it that you want your favorite character to be in there, but you can't go and harass a creator the same way you guys were doing, you know, like, just kindly let him know. You don't have to harass or even give him the those type of threats. You know, just calm down a little bit. Overall, I understand that you're passionate, just tone it down. I say out of pocket. Honestly, they're, yeah, pretty out of pocket. Alright, next up we have millionaires, billionaires, anybody with a ton of money, more money than they know what to do with. This group of people do not think like the general masses. They have money for brains. You know, they just be doing the most out-of-pocket shit anybody has ever seen, like Elon Musk sending his car to space, or Jeff Bezos literally going to space. And then there was the whole thing with the submarine earlier this year. So, they just... I'm starting to think they don't know what to do with that amount of money. So they just do the most random shit, like the most out-of-pocket side quests that they can do. But yeah, these people, again, they just don't think like the rest of humanity. You know what I mean? Also, they can be pretty terrible. They will use the excuse of helping somebody just as a tax write-off. I think I heard a story of this girl that was was around those type of people, and they would say they will help out people just because it will be a nice that's write-off. So yeah, overall, I just wouldn't want them as an enemy, to be fair. Too much power, too much influence. Alright, next up we have Fate fans. Fate fans are one of the biggest, what should I call this? They are the most passionate people about their series. But that's their biggest downfall. They're a little too passionate about it. They want people to get into their series, but at the same time, they will actively hurt people that want to get into the series. You know, they hate it when you ask them, they hate it when you tell them you want to watch something, Fate related, because they get mad if you do not watch the show in chronological order. Hey, Future Me here. I just wanted to clear up that Fate fans don't get mad at you if you want to watch Fate. They really just get mad at people who talk about the Fate timeline, and if they don't quote-unquote get it right. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. Anyways, back to the video. Either that, or they get mad because you don't know a certain character. They, you know, they're pretty picky about, you know, when you're starting to get into Fate, I guess. Again, their own community is their own downfall when it comes to getting new people in. Also, if I'm including all the Fate fanboys, I guess, gacha players, you guys need help. I don't understand how you keep buying rolls for that game. You know, you guys are insane. Overall though, it really depends on how they're feeling, I guess, for the most part. Next up is Genshin players. So the thing about Genshin players is, just like I mentioned with the Fate fandom, they just have way too much money to spend on gacha, you know? It's insane. Also, from what I've heard, you guys are pretty out of pocket whenever I hear any convention stories. I know it's not all of you, and that goes for most every fandom and groups of people, or just people in general. I know it's not everybody, but the people that are pretty out of pocket just makes, you know, it's that effect where, I don't know what it's called, I'm probably gonna put it up here. But yeah, it's that. Overall, pretty out of pocket, but I also understand that you guys like what you like. I get it. But alright, it really just depends on how you guys feel, I guess. No, out of pocket. You guys spend way too much money in the game. Next up, Jujutsu Kaisen fans. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen fans are a different breed of anime fans. They are not bad. I mainly put them on this list because of the women's side of the fandom. You guys are thirsty. Oh my god, you guys are thirsty. I have never seen a group of people out there that thirsty before. And I've seen the Chainsaw Man fans. You guys and the Chainsaw Man fans are in a competition of who is dying of thirst at this point. Yeah, you, for the most part, female Jujutsu Kaisen fans, you guys are wild. You guys are pretty wild, I'm not gonna lie. If I find some examples, I'm gonna put them up here, because the amount of comments I have seen from you guys is insane. But yeah, any TikTok edit, including any of the guys from Jujutsu Kaisen, you guys are on that. You need help, please. Chainsaw Man fans, I'm gonna talk about you guys next, because you're not doing any better. You're just slightly less out of pocket than the Jujutsu Kaisen female audience. You know, I don't understand. Makima is just alright as a character, but that's just my opinion about it. But alright, next up. Alright, next up, any sport fans. Okay, so I have a thing with sport fans about the thing with sport fans is that it really depends where they're from, right? Because I think the American sport fans, they're really passionate, of course. Generally speaking though, they are pretty okay. It really just depends on how they're feeling. But if we're talking about the European side of things, I'm just glad there's no sport fans in any government body, hopefully. Because they will go into war with another country just because their team lost. Generally speaking though, if I'm judging both sides of sport fans, if I'm judging them based as a whole, then I would have to say I just wouldn't want them as an enemy. Especially if, you know, I like a certain team and they like a different team. I just wouldn't want them as an enemy. And especially if I don't know them personally. Because at least if you know somebody that likes a different team, you know, you will just slander each other. You know, you will just slander each other. If you do not know that person, they don't care. They will physically assault you sometimes. But okay, next up, FNAF fans. I would have put you guys in the generally okay tier if it wasn't for the FNAF movie. Yeah, after the movie came out, you guys were doing way too much in the cinemas. It was just chaos. Partially, a part of me is happy about that, but the other half is like, okay, I didn't know they could get like this, you know? Overall, pretty out of pocket. Cause I get it, you're passionate about that. Alright, next up, Ice Spice fans. Hey, what more can I say? I mean, I'm a fan myself. I know what I need. And that's some spice in my life.
I drink a lot of water.
Alright, next up, BTS fans. Compared to any other musician fandoms out there, they are the most loyal to BTS or any other K-pop group that they listen to or, you know, watch or whatever they do. They're just really passionate people, but again, pretty out of pocket. If you go on Twitter and see what they're up to sometimes, it's just some of the most out of pocket shit you have ever seen. I think if they could watch a 24/7 live stream of anybody, they would do so. But yeah, generally speaking, pretty out of pocket people. Well, they need a little bit of help. So I'm moving you guys up. Okay, next up, any overly passionate weeb or white knight for Japan. Look, I get it, you're passionate about anime, you're passionate about anything that has to do with Japan, but you gotta understand to take it a step back sometimes, you know what I mean? Generally, it really depends on how they're feeling, but if you see them online, really out of pocket. Really out of pocket. Alright, next up, My Hero fans. So, okay. If I were to judge them back when My Hero first came out, I would put them in the I wouldn't want them as an enemy tier. Because they're pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard some stories that included some really questionable stuff.
They couldn't have been older than 15. It was a cosplayer dressed as Toga dragging around a Bakugo on a chain, which chase your bliss, whatever. But they walked by me and the Toga said, "Oh look, that Toga has an unchained dog."
I know there are some of you out there that probably, you know, heard stories as well, but as of late, I really haven't heard anything too bad from them. And I hope it stays that way. So I'm putting you guys in the generally okay tier now. I know you're really passionate again, but I remember back in those days when you guys were not as good as you are now. You're behaving now. You grew up a little bit. Alright, next up, Baki fans. Alright, so I understand. Baki fans, you guys just want to work out, look good, feel good, and look like your favorite Baki character. I understand because I wish I could do the same. However, I'm judging you guys based on how much you like Yujiro Hanma. Cause that man is out of pocket. This whole series revolves around him. It is a fan-made manga for him specifically. But yeah, overall, they're pretty okay. Overall, they're pretty okay. Again, it really depends on their levels on how much they like Yujiro Hanma. Because I know if they wanted to be out of pocket, they could be really out of pocket. Okay, next up, Rick and Morty fans. It depends on how they feel. They used to be pretty out of pocket, but lately they have calmed down a lot. I think ever since that whole incident with the creator of the show happened, they've been pretty okay. But they used to be really stuck up and, you know, other stuff. But yeah, as of late, it really just depends on how they feel. Alright, next up, Final Fantasy XIV fans. I do not like you guys. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I do not like you. Not every single one of you, obviously, but a majority of you. Look, I understand you love the game. I understand that. You guys spend way too much time on that game. I would know because I have friends that play that game, and they just spend way too much time on the game. Also, another thing, they get mad if you start skipping cutscenes. And look, I get it, you guys want other people to enjoy, you know, the story of the game, but you're not paying for my subscription. You shouldn't care what I do with the story or what I do with my game or my character or whatever it is. As long as I'm not doing anything out of pocket, it really shouldn't bother you. But yeah, overall, pretty chill people, but at the same time, the people that are out of pocket within their community need help. So, out of pocket tier, I would say right here in between the Smash community. You know what? There we go. That's better. Okay, next up, War Thunder fans. Okay, so you guys, the only reason why you guys are here is because of what happened in the past. You guys leaked documents just because you wanted your game to be more realistic. And I get it, with the, again, there could have been better ways to do that, you know, better ways to go about it. I don't think leaking documents is the best way to go about things. But yeah, I wouldn't want you guys as an enemy. Straight up, I wouldn't want you guys as an enemy. I am afraid of you guys. But okay, next up, any Hoop Angel fans. Now, if you use TikTok, have been on TikTok, and seen some pretty wild stuff the past couple of weeks, this guy started a whole trend out of posting pretty out-of-pocket stuff. My video is inspired because of this account. I wouldn't want anybody that agrees with his views as my friend, okay? Like, I understand some of his stuff is a joke. That whole microwave honey bun thing, I know that's gonna happen at some point. I know, I'm just waiting for the news to report a case where somebody throws a microwave honey bun at a homeless person. But yeah, I wouldn't want them as an enemy. Please, and do not get near me. Alright, next up, Pokemon fans. Pokemon fans are out of pocket in general. I don't really have to think too much on that. But I also want to judge you guys because of the artist side of the fandom. If you have seen any Nintendo Direct, the Pokemon artists are just with their drawing pads ready to go. I'm still waiting on the day for them to stream themselves in a fucking speedrun category of the first people to get some fan art done, because I think that would be pretty interesting. Because I swear, anytime there is a Nintendo Direct, Rule 34 artists are on it. Within minutes, they'll have something up on Rule 34. And yeah, it might seem like I'm exaggerating, I'm not. I have been there for that. That same day the Nintendo Direct happens, fan artists already have stuff up there. They're the quickest people in the West. Generally, they need help. No, just really out of pocket, you know? Again, please have a speedrunning category for Pokemon artists. Would really appreciate that. But alright, next up, Valorant players. You guys need help. You guys need help. I don't care. I'm not gonna argue with you. I get it. I suck at the game myself, and I need to stop. But also, you guys take the game way too seriously sometimes. And the fact that I'm hard stuck on Silver 3 and I'm having to hear somebody bark for some heals, or just act like a total buffoon because they want to get a res, you know, it blows my mind. That's really all there is to it. It blows my mind how out of pocket you guys can be sometimes, you know? I'll put you guys up here, right next to the Dragon Ball fans. Overall, pretty out of pocket people. Alright, next, Vinland Saga. Literally no enemies. I needed somebody for the no enemies tier. You guys fill that up. Really good group of people. Do not piss them off though. Alright, next up, Soulsborne fans. So okay, if this was 2010, I would have put them in the depends on how they feel tier. Cause there's a reason why this saying, get good scrub, is synonymous with them. They used to be pretty out of pocket on things they did. But lately, they just want more people to get into Soulsborne games, you know, expand the community. And I appreciate that, because I do love Dark Souls and, you know, Bloodborne and Sekiro and all of the games, you know? So yeah, it really just depends on how they feel. But alright, next up we have Marvel and DC. So, they're generally okay. The thing is that they can get out of pocket with producers. They love to hate on each other, but they love to hate on producers more, or anybody that does anything with their favorite character or their IP. Because you know, if they fuck up anything, these guys are ready to tell you that they fucked it all up, you know? And I love them for that. Generally, pretty okay. I'm leaving you for last. If you know who that is, you know why. Okay, next up though, we do have Twitter users. You guys need help, you spend too much time on Twitter. You argue too much on Twitter for things that you probably shouldn't argue about. And if there are things that you do argue about, you guys are the most out-of-pocket group of people out there. You know, just get off the app. Why are you guys tweeting more than 10 times a day? That's too much. I would say even more than 5. How do you have that many thoughts in a day? You guys are just really out of pocket. So yeah, you need help. Next up, Bards. This is the fandom for Nicki Minaj. If you've been on Twitter when anything that includes Nicki Minaj happens, this group of people, they get pretty wild. They're out of pocket. However, when there's nothing going on, they don't say anything, they just stick within their own fandom, they're pretty okay. But majority of the time, they're pretty out of pocket. Alright, next up, true crime enjoyers. I understand you guys watch true crime because... Okay, let me word it differently. I know a majority of the people that watch true crime are girls because of from what I've seen lately, it's because of safety reasons. There was somebody that explained a majority of the people that watch true crime is women because of yeah, safety reasons, you know, to avoid those type of scenarios. But yeah, you guys are okay. I get it. I get why you watch it. Also, it's pretty interesting. But mainly, the group of people that I'm judging is people who find, you know, criminals hot. Why are you guys finding criminals hot? I don't care if they're hot. And the worst thing is, they want to help these criminals get out of whatever crime they committed. You guys are going above Dragon Ball fans, because you need help if you like criminals. Next up, One Piece fans. One Piece fans used to be okay. They used to stick with themselves. They would be kind of annoying. No, that's a lie. They would be pretty annoying. They would want you to watch One Piece, but that's where it ended if you don't want to watch it, or you did decide to watch it. But lately, they have gotten pretty annoying. Not annoying, they're catching up to Dragon Ball fans in terms of how out of pocket they can be. You guys are climbing up the ladder. I don't know if it's because more people are getting into anime or just because of the live action. But yeah, lately they've been pretty out of pocket. You guys are catching up to Dragon Ball fans. I hope it doesn't happen, but there are some things that you guys need to work on. Alright, next up, loli fans. If you like lolis, you need help. I'm being genuine here. Please go seek some help. I don't get it. Why do you guys like lolis so much? It's not okay. It's a weird kind of fascination for them too. But yeah, you guys, just please go seek some help. Alright, next up, Star Wars fans. Okay, so I didn't know Star Wars fans were pretty bad, but they are really out of pocket. Oh my god, some of the forums I was in. You know, you guys are just pretty out of pocket for the most part. I get it that you're passionate about your series, but step it down a notch. Alright, next up, Kingdom Hearts fans. Just like Fate fans, they can be... No, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say that. They're just really passionate about their series, just like Fate fans. Yeah. They don't go the same way though that the Fate fans go. They are generally more forgiving, to put it in a way. They will help you out getting to Kingdom Hearts. You know, and generally they're okay. They know their story's convoluted, you know, but they're happy to help you out. So yeah, generally okay people. You know what? No enemies. I haven't heard anything too bad about Kingdom Hearts fans. Maybe that they are annoying. Alright, next up, the Dream fandom. It really depends on how they feel, I want to say. It really depends. I have seen how out of pocket they can get. If you remember how peak Dream fandom used to act, then you would know. They were on Twitter trending every other week because of what they were doing. Yeah, I'm just happy I'm just happy some of them have grown up. If not majority of them, but yeah. It really depends on how they feel nowadays. Alright, next up, Call of Duty fans. If we're talking about OG COD fans, they needed help. If you were in those COD lobbies back in the day, you would hear the most out-of-pocket shit, the most outlandish shit, and the most bullshit coming out of somebody's mouth. They were insane. Overall, nowadays, they're not as bad. They can be still pretty out of pocket. So, yeah, out of pocket tier. Next up, it's not the Destiny community. I'm basing this off of any Destiny higher-ups, because I know it's not the devs' fault. It's usually the higher-ups' fault. So yeah, with everything that's been going on recently, pretty out of pocket, blaming your community, telling them they should get copies of the game. Their community has been there for Destiny through the thick and thin, and they're one of the most passionate people about Destiny, you know? I would know because I was a Nets Destiny player. But yeah, or any higher-ups that deal with Destiny, they need help. Blaming their community like that was not it. It wasn't the move. And you went and fucked it up for everybody. Alright, next up, Swifties. Everybody knows who Swifties are. They can get out of pocket to no end. I don't want them as enemies. I don't want to say too much. I wouldn't want them on my back. Let's put it that way. Alright, next up, Griffith fans. You guys need help. I am afraid of you. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, but at the same time, you guys are just not okay mentally. Why are you guys defending Griffith's actions? I used to think you guys were joking about this. You guys are defending him way too much by saying Griffith did nothing wrong. You guys are not okay. This is not okay behavior. Stop defending this man. And lastly, Gege Akutami. Now, if you don't know who Gege Akutami is, he is the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen. And if you keep up with the manga, you would know what he has done with his characters. I'm just gonna leave it at that. However, really out of pocket man. If you have any information on how to find him, what he looks like, his address, anything, send me a DM, please let me know. Overall, pretty out of pocket human being. He needs help, we need to find him, please. But okay, that was my tier list. If you guys like it, let me know. If you guys didn't like it, also let me know. Tell me what you would change about it. But yeah, if you want to find it, I will leave a link for it. But yeah, overall, most people are pretty out of pocket and not okay. If you're watching this, go get some help. Therapy is a really good option. So I've heard. I don't know because I haven't had to go to therapy. But yeah, again, thanks for watching.